Hey, do you like to dye your hair? You have 3 seconds to think about it. 1, 2, 3, done. No matter whether you like dyeing your hair or not, this video is important for you. Because beauty is attractive to everyone. In recent years, dyeing and a series of beauty behaviors have become a trend that people catch up with. Various styles and colors dazzle people's eyes. Maybe we or our family and friends around us, everyone have a chance to try hair coloring. And many celebrities also like to dye their hair, such as K-pop idols, as you know. Different colors of hair will bring people different temperaments. Having a different hair color can make you stand out. However, don't just focus on the beauty benefits. The chemical dyes can damage the proteins in our hair, and they might also be harmful to the human body. I'm sure you have been or are curious about this problem. Don't worry, Bioverse has the answer. Let's start with hair dyeing. Hair dyes can be roughly divided into 3 categories. First, temporary dyes. These dyes cover the surface of the hair but don't penetrate into the hair shaft. They generally last for 1 to 2 times of washing. Second, semi-permanent dyes. These dyes do penetrate into the hair shaft. They typically last for 5 to 10 times washing. Third, permanent, or also called oxidative hair dyes. These dyes cause lasting chemical changes in the hair shaft. They are the most popular types of hair dyes. The reason is that the color changes last until the hair is replaced by new growth. They contain colorless substances such as aromatic amines and phenols. In the presence of the hydrogen peroxide, these substances go through chemical reactions to become dyes. And some studies have pointed out that the chemicals in hair dyes may cause non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. A study on non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, NHL, showed that compared with women who had never used hair dye, women who began using hair dye before 1980 had a slightly increased risk of NHL, with 30%, while women who began using hair dye after 1980 had no increased risk of NHL. When researchers analyzed the risk of several specific NHL subtypes, they found that hair dye users increased the risk of follicular lymphoma and chronic lymphocytic leukemia. In most cases, the increase is limited to women who began using hair dye before 1980, but it is also possible that the risk of getting diseases did not increase because of the low cumulative exposure level or insufficient time to prove since the first exposure. Some people also suspect that there is a relationship between hair dyes and bladder cancer. Most studies of people exposed to hair dyes at work, such as hairdressers and barbers, have found a small but fairly consistent increased risk of bladder cancer. However, studies looking at people who have their hair dyed have not found a consistent increase in bladder cancer risk. Therefore, there is no research evidence directly indicating that hair dyeing can cause cancer. But if you are still worried, there are the suggestions given by the Food and Drug Administration (FDA). Follow the directions in the package. Pay attention to all caution and warning statements. Be sure to do a patch test for allergic reactions before putting the dye in your hair. Do a patch test before every use, because some people become more allergic to certain ingredients the more they're exposed. Wear gloves when applying the hair dye. Don't leave the dye on your head any longer than the directions say you should. Never mix different hair dye products. This can hurt your hair and scalp. And never use hair dye to dye your eyebrows and eyelashes. This can hurt your eyes. You might even go blind. The FDA does not allow using hair dyes on eyelashes and eyebrows. Some newer hair dye products are vegetable-based. These products have some disadvantages, such as they can't change the color of hair drastically or they tend to fade faster than permanent dyes. But for people who are worried about safety of their hair dyes, it is another good choice. That's all for this video. If you like Bioverse, please stay tuned and give us a like. See you next time.